We begin leave management today. Before anyone can request time off, HR needs to define the kinds of leave that exist: annual, sick, unpaid, and how many days each one grants per year. Those are leave types, and each employee needs a running balance per type: how many days they are entitled to and how many they have used. Today we build the screens for both. It is a shorter episode, and it sets up next episode's star feature, the request and approval workflow. Good news, we already built both models properly back in episode 2 before we had any screens to put them behind. Quick reminder of what's already there. Leave type cast is _paid to a real boolean and already has both relationships it needs: leave requests and balances. The database stores a boolean as a 1 or a 0. Without that cast, our code would receive that raw 1 or 0. Casting it means we always get a real true or false in PHP and in our React props, and we can write if is paid and trust it. And leave balance already has its remaining days accessor, entitled minus used, computed fresh every time, never stored, plus its employee and leave type relations. Nothing to add to either file today. We're building the screens that finally put them to use. Leave types are a short, stable list, a handful of rows, not thousands, so this controller does not paginate. Generate it, then write all 4 methods. With count, leave requests tells us how many requests reference each type. Useful because you should think twice before deleting a type that is in use. No paginate call at all. Just get the whole list, alphabetical. Store and update are the familiar CRUD pattern, with one new validation habit. Note, integer, and the min and max on default _days_per_year. You cannot grant negative days, and 365 is a sane ceiling. Validation is where you encode common sense about your domain. Update reuses the same ignore the current row trick from episode 4. This time is the object form of the rule again, since it needs to chain ignore onto it. Destroy is the one-liner we've written 5 times now. The complete page, a table plus the create and edit dialogues, with one genuinely new front-end element, a checkbox for the paid flag. Props is a plain array this time, no paginated wrapper, matching the controller's plain get call. Intersected with a one-off leave _request_count field for the with count result, the same intersection trick we've used since episode 4. Empty form sets is _paid to true by default, since most leave types are paid. Someone creating unpaid leave will consciously uncheck it. Everything else, submit create, open edit, submit edit, handle delete, is the exact 5-function shape departments taught us 3 episodes ago. Now the table and empty state. Do not worry about copying all codes from the screen here. I will share the whole project source code. The link is available under the video description. Notice there's no pagination strip at the bottom this time. Because the controller never paginated, there's nothing to paginate here either. Front end and back end agree about the shape of the data without either one lying about it. Type.is_paid drives a green paid badge or a gray unpaid one directly off that same cast boolean. The badge can never disagree with the checkbox that set it because they read the exact same field. Now the dialogues and the form fields where the checkbox lives. Here's the one new element. A checkbox binds differently from a text input. A text input reads e.target.value. A checkbox reads e.target.checked. A true or false, not text. We bind checked to our form value and update it on change. Because we cast as paid to boolean on the server, the value flows cleanly from database to React to the checkbox and back again, always as a real true or false. Never the string true, never a stray zero. Get that cast wrong or skip it, and a checkbox can end up permanently checked or unchecked no matter what the user clicks, because it's comparing a boolean against a string that never quite matches. One route block, following the same admin and HR pattern as departments and positions. Managers can approve leave next episode, but only HR and admins can figure what leave means. A manager has no business inventing a new leave category mid-approval. And the sidebar entry in app sidebar.tsx. Let us name the payoff before we build it. Right now, balances just sit there. The ones our episode 3 seeder created, 1 per employee per leave type, entitled _days copied from each type's default, used _days at 0. Next episode, when a manager approves a leave request, we will find the matching balance. Same employee, same type, same year, guaranteed to be exactly 1 row thanks to the 3-column unique constraint we built back in episode 2, and add the approved days to used. Instantly, the employee's remaining days drops everywhere it appears, the profile page, and wherever else we choose to show it, with no extra code because remaining underscore days was never stored in the first place. It just recomputes. Today's quiet modeling work is what makes next episode's workflow feel like magic. We built the configuration layer of leave management, a leave type screen with a boolean cast keeping paid or unpaid always a real true or false, and a checkbox bound correctly in the form. The one genuinely new front-end pattern today. We revisited the balance model's 3-column unique rule and its computed remaining days accessor, both built back in episode 2 and both about to earn their keep. Next episode, we make it all move. Employees file leave requests and managers approve or reject them, updating balances live. See you there.